might be all the people clapping for you.
Oh,
you can't see us maybe, but there's a full house and everyone is expressing their immense appreciation for both of you. For those who don't know, Noel and Michelle, it's 3:30 a.m. in Paris, and they are so generous and kind to stay up or get up early for us, so we can have a little quick, conversation about the film. Thank you so much for doing that. We greatly appreciate it, and your insights and your words and your work that came out through the film really was absolutely moving. So it's an honor to have you with us on our opening night.
Thank you.
I thought my first quick question would be, are there any plans for camels in the streets of Paris?
You never know. It's a pleasure, you never know. Is it possible to see you guys, or it's technically not possible?
I'm not sure. I'll let the projection figure that one out. So if we can, we'll make it happen. But we definitely can see you, so that's the most important.
Okay, wonderful.
So I thought my first quick question would be, it's a powerful film. So I was just wondering how you and May Masri got connected, and what made you want to be a part of this, and what were you hoping would come out of this project? Either one.
Okay. So, yes. So May contacted us at the beginning of this film. She told us she had this vision for the film that was like very close to what she had at the end. And in fact, we trust May's artistic path and whatever she worked on and what she said throughout the years for so long. So what May has been doing for a very long time is very consistent and very true. And we have total trust in her and what she does. So it was very difficult. Usually we don't we very rarely take part in this way in front of a camera and someone else's film. So it's just because it's May that we said yes, and and that's how it started. And the trust continued till the end. We had so many discussions.
Can you give us some insight on what those discussions look like? Was it about the film or about just the politics in general?
Some gossip, you mean? Imagine. No, I think it was about everything. Mainly, it was a very intense period. So you would really need to talk and express, not about the film, no. The film was always the vision of how we see things. We knew it would be translated into the film. But we were in the beginning of Thawra. We were at times that were very, if you want, not unclear. So we used to talk about everything, and her presence around us was very comforting and was very enriching. So that's why we got along, and we felt that it was very natural and organic to just be with her. And when she calls us, I want to film, we just, okay, sure, it's May. And at the end, we saw the film just like you. We saw it was already done. So that's it.
And also, it's very difficult to put it in a film. As you're talking, Michelle, I remembered that how much it was May being with us as much as she can, spending time with us. And because it's very hard to see it as a film, right? Like it's such it's a reality, and it's our life, and it's the reality of the whole country in a very delicate phase. So it's very difficult to see it as a film. It wasn't a discussion of like, so what do we shoot next? Like it was more of spending time together.
In the film, it looks like a very straightforward kind of narrative arc, these stories unfolding as the revolution and COVID's unfolding. But can you tell us a little bit what it was like in those moments? As you said, it wasn't straightforward. You didn't know what was to come. What it was like, just there as an activist or a protester, but also as an artist trying to create in that kind of context and circumstance.
Noel? Or
Good.
I give her the difficult question.
Actually, it was. It has been for a very long while, and it's been almost 10 years now that we've been putting our frustration into creating the songs that you see in the film. So I feel that for us personally, what we know how to do best is what we do in the music and the films now and in directing. So it's the most effective way for us to get together with our friends and try to express ourselves in such a harsh time where you feel like you're gonna explode if you don't express. So basically, it comes from a huge frustration and a very big need to express this and to feel that you're getting aggressed every day in your daily life. So you just want to say that you're gonna talk back to the person or reply. I'm sorry, my English is not perfect, but I'm just trying to express that you're trying to say that you're not gonna sit and stay silent while you're being aggressed in every day, in every corner of your life. So basically, it's a way for us to also reply to this aggression and to keep on expressing our huge belief in freedom of expression and in representation and in the fact that you represent yourself, and art is a way to do this. So this is kind of working in these times. This is what it means for us. I don't know if I replied to your answer to your question.
I think I would add something that maybe in the past few years, things of course became harsher than before. So when we started working at the beginning, it was us feeling that, okay, things are not going well, garbage crisis, all that. But we never knew and we never thought, and nobody, I think, imagined what would happen later on. And then it became more difficult to express and more difficult to do anything, not only art, but to talk, to speak, to express, to even understand what you're feeling. So it was a very, if you want, a difficult time, and only when you have a few people around you who are trying to do the same thing that you feel that, okay, you can go on a bit. So it was very particular. Still till this moment, I haven't really digested many things that have happened, and till now I'm not able, let's say, to see the film entirely. I know it will put me in a place where it will make me feel a bit bad and all that. So it's a process. I think all of you, many of you felt it in a way or another, but we're still processing till now.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. As I'm also Lebanese, so I was watching this unfold and watching this movie again. I really, to see those streets that I call a second home, it was very difficult. But your words and your how you expressed what you were going through at the time was also at the same time very comforting and very relatable to what many of us even here in Canada as Lebanese felt as well. Can you maybe finish the movie for us? I mean, it ends in 2020, but it feels like, that was like a lifetime ago in light of everything that has happened since then in Lebanon. Whether it's, politically or personally, what would be the sequel to this movie, and what would it, what's the story that would tell?
This is the most difficult question that I've ever heard.
I would tell you the ending from the straightforward. No, seriously, it's very difficult to see it as a film. Honestly, like it's not even, it's very difficult to just talk about it as it's a film and how does
it's your
it
lives.
end. I mean,
Yeah. So what happened? What
it's
happened
not
after
our
the
life.
camera?
The lives of so many. It's the lives of so many people, and it's the reality of the country that is still getting worse. It's not getting better, you see. So let's keep on. I don't know. I don't have much to say about how does it end, because it's still getting worse as a situation, and it's difficult to see it as something that is outside of the reality.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe what we can say after having watched the film, that you always think that that small decisions or small things that change in the country will affect, okay, but not that much. What we felt in the film is that small things do get together and can create a very huge, very bad effect if you don't keep on, if you want, putting pressure in a way or another on the people who govern us. So I think when I think of the film, I think that we're today entering a new phase that is very that is showing us that it's going to be very difficult. But at the same time, that if we let things pass and we don't stop at each and every single thing that bothers us, it might also condense and transform into something as bad as what we lived in 2020. So this is, for me, it was also an awakening also, and a way of even reinforcing our belief that we should stop each time we feel that something is wrong and give it our best to try and stop it, even if it seems crazy sometimes. But still, we should do whatever we can do, even if it's really small steps, just in order to minimize the effect. So that's it. Like Noel and I, when we speak, when we started at the beginning, very, very beginning, like one of the first things that we did, you saw the camel thing, but we did also this very, if you want, childish song made of cutouts in the parliament and stuff like that. And you were laughing, it was fun at the time. We felt they were corrupt, but we didn't know that this corrupt parliament can cause the explosion 10 years later. So now that all this happened, I feel we should take everything seriously. This is, if you want, the rest of the film, in my opinion, would be us doing even more things with more people and not stopping and thinking of everything as a new beginning. It's not the perfect beginning, but it is a beginning. So we need to build on other, if you want, on other basis and be stronger. I don't know, try to be stronger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, just building off on that theme, we saw all your incredible, or many of your incredible talents in the film, from making videos and songwriting and illustrations. And can you talk about what you're up to now, and the work you're involved in upcoming projects, and what's keeping you busy these days?
Yes. Tell them, Noel, today what happened. Tell them.
So today we're working on a feature documentary, and we leave the theme but it's definitely about Lebanon, and it's a way for us also to be able to express in a bigger and a longer length than the songs that are only 4 minutes. So we're analyzing a bigger chunk of what we lived in Lebanon, our generation. We'll talk about it more when it's closer to the end. But yeah, this documentary is a big part of what we're doing now, and Michelle and I are working each on her own projects that are also in the film industry. And we'll keep on doing songs, of course. Political songs will always be a way for us to take a breath.
No, you forgot the most important thing. Today, we launched the poster of our film that we just did. It's a 30-minute fiction. Hey, Noel forgot. I directed.
You must be working so much that I don't see them.
3 a.m. 4 a.m. Noel forgot that today we launched the poster, and the trailer will be out in a few days. And we wrote the story. It's a fiction for the first time. Noel is playing in it along with a very talented Syrian actress called Masa Zahir. And the film is called Les Chenilles, caterpillars. So it's also about, if you want, carrying the loads of pressures that we get from our countries, and trying to live abroad as if, life goes on for some people normally, and you're there, but you're not feeling very normal, between brackets. So it's about this load that we carry with us. And it's about friendship between women as well. So it's called Les Chenilles, and we're gonna try to see how to be able to make everybody see it in all countries. So now it's just the poster today, trailer next week, and then but we have this, we're very excited to show it to you.
Baruch, and we look forward to seeing it in Toronto, hopefully soon.
Yes, hopefully. Thank you.
I'm going to see if we have any audience questions. Do I see any hands, or are people shy?
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. I see one in the very back.
Okay.
Thank you both for the great work that we've seen. I have a question. It's a sad question, honestly. Things in Lebanon are progressing in a worse manner than what we've seen in the movie right now. How does that make you feel? I mean, things are shittier, honestly.
I don't know if you could hear that.
No, I don't.
Not at all. Sorry. We can't.
I mean, I don't know if we want to end on. No, I think it's just
a
the
dark
microphone.
question.
Yeah, I mean, so the question is that things aren't getting better, or don't seem to be getting better in Lebanon. You know, you don't have a crystal ball. I'm assuming you don't know what's to come. You know, is there a sense when you talk to friends and family who remain, you know,
Of course, there is.
you know, do they see any hope? Is it day by day, everyone's just trying to make ends meet on a day-to-day basis, one day at a time?
I think it's all what you said. Everything you just said. Of course, it's a day-to-day thing now and all, but it's also not. We don't see it as a closed path and there's nothing to it. No, it's not true as well, because even if there are small things that show that things are not the same after the 17th of October, whether we, and even looking at the reality as it is today, let's say what happened in the elections, the fact that we as diaspora now can move, the fact that of course we're not in a fairy tale. It's not like we have a few people in parliament now, everything will go well, or they are perfect people all the time, or it's not true. But we do have some things that show that things are not the same anymore. Even the way we criticize the government is different. People are more informed, they're more involved. Other than that, we're seeing a bit also how people now are reacting to things, like what's happened in the banks like last week, or a few days ago as well with Sally and other people. So we're seeing that, okay, the problems are getting worse, but we have a different mindset. It's also with everything you just said, with the people who are feeling very bad, and it's very, you understand very well, and people who are blocked and all that. But something on the ground is changing. I think we're all feeling it, and it's just it's like a roller coaster. We have to go also with the flow and do our best, and nobody knows what will happen, but we do know that we can always do something, even if it's very small. What do you think, Noel?
I wouldn't say there's hope or not. It's the big question, honestly, now with the reality of Lebanon. Like when I speak to family and people and my friends, or when we go, Michelle was there for 3 months now. I was there for in the summer. But so it feels like there's a lot of depression and way more. There's a huge load of depression that I have never seen, in especially like in the eyes of my friends, my family. Like I feel like there's a load of depression that is very high, and the daily life is becoming like such a puzzle to solve all the time. Like it's a struggle to get the basic of the basics. So in this sense, it's day to day. And another sense, as Michelle is saying, like some stuff are changing, like when we see the students' elections and universities, where we see independence like really winning everywhere, and in places that we would never see. When you see that independence like got seats in the south and in Tripoli, and so there are stuff that weren't even in the discussion before. It's small stuff that are hard to see in the harsh reality we're living, like everybody is living now. But definitely we can't stop, and whatever, like if there's hope or not, we should continue doing what we believe could lead us to a life that's like what we want.
And it's a way of living, not really looking for, so if we don't reach this aim, we will give up, and we can get detached from everything happening around us and everything will go well. It doesn't happen like that. It's just the way of living is too. I don't think many of us can see something that wrong and say, okay, I can continue my life. It's not possible. So you will do something. What is the thing that we're gonna do is the discussion. I think if we talk about practical small steps, it would be the answer is somewhere there in very, very micro steps.
Well, thank you to you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. It was a pleasure.
It was our pleasure completely. Thank you for staying up to 4 o'clock in the morning. On the, after, doing a poster, after finishing up or working on a film.
Thank you guys for such a huge work and festival based on volunteers and people who are working all day. It's fine for us to wake up.
Thank you. We really look forward to seeing your film in Toronto, and I hope you always will know that you have a home in Toronto with us. So stay in touch, and we look forward to seeing your film on the big screen here sometime soon. We will send you pictures. Since you couldn't see us, we'll get pictures to you, and so you can relive the moment on the other side.
Wonderful.
Thank you. I don't know what to tell you, but good night and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
For people who want to see Beirut Eye of the Storm,